give me like a couple of things that stick in your mind that you've learned from Sav. Like a couple of, just like a couple of, if it might be just like a random word that he says every now and again, or something that you kind of think, oh, right, I need to.
Accept yourself for who you are. That's one. The pain, go through the pain, not over the pain. Oh my God.
Guilty. Yeah, a form of creator and adjusting things, and I see, I think the thing that I see in people is when they are disconnected. It's almost like I look at someone and I can see that certain pieces of the body are disjointed, and then I look at the mind and I'm like, okay, if this is the disjointed bit, then definitely it stems from here. So I look at someone like a puzzle and I'm trying to figure out. I see it from a mile. I look at someone and I can already tell. Sometimes I don't know how to explain this. It's almost like they come to me naturally. It's like I see faults, but they're not necessarily faults. They are disconnected parts of someone, and then I go and I'm trying to somehow rearrange them or glue them, repair them in a way. I've been doing this almost my entire life.
You did that with me. You helped me, so thank you.
Yes.
It's alright. I can give you
I'm
the
grateful.
credit for that.
I learned a lot from you too. So
That's good.
Yeah, so maybe give us a couple of things that you've learned from clients, and maybe how to manage them or how to help them, I guess, achieve their goals.
one of the things that I realized for the past 10 years that I'm doing this mind-body work, it has to do with the fact that people don't resist you necessarily because there's something wrong with you and they don't relate to you. They resist you because they still have to figure out what's going on. They don't understand the underlying problems. They just look at the surface a bit. So I think that the problem there is that at times people, they don't know yet how much help they need from the outside. We like to think in living our body that we have things figured out, that we are great, that we cool, we know everything and how amazing we are. But most of the times that's not.
But that's the biggest issue in there. We're running on certain programs. We learn from the people around us, from the society, and we think that's the only way forward.
Yeah.
It's difficult to let go of some things.
Of course, exactly, because we think we know better. We live in our body 24/7. So.
That's the most challenging thing, isn't it?
Yes.
To unlearn learned things.
Yeah. I learned to relearn, exactly. So that's one thing that I learned. And the other one is that I learned in my experience, and I have a tendency of come on too strong on the things I would like to implement or say to people, and sometimes people are not necessarily ready. It's one thing to say to someone, hey, you can work on this specific habit and to improve your lifestyle, versus you go in someone's life and you say, you're fucked, head to toe, your body is disconnected. The reason your body is terrible is because your brain is terrible, and they one is linked to the other. So that can be hard. So I think I'm still learning in ways on how to deliver this information to people. How to, at times, get them to a training or put them in a scenario where they see that for themselves rather than me telling it. Sometimes it's great when you let people think that they come up with a solution, or they realize that something needs changing rather than me insisting that they need to change.
Sorry to interrupt you. Would you say fewer words? What you just said is learning to take responsibility for your own life?
Yes. And deliver something and let the person decide if that works for them or not, rather than me insisting that things has to change. I tend to do that at times. If I see someone hurting, I'm like, there is definitely a need for change, and sometimes people, they're more comfortable suffering because that's familiar versus the change that they don't fully understand. So people will stick to what they know best. Doesn't matter how great it looks on the outside. Sometimes they need the tools. That's the other thing. To give people the tools bit by bit to empower themselves, to find ways for them to help themselves when there is no help from the outside.